Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wrestling Empire 12YT podcast, and this is your host, and I will be presenting Night 2 post-show review. And now there's actually a lot of things not to say about this show tonight. We do have 7 matches that happened tonight. It wasn't a lot of good things I thought that was actually good. This really didn't build up to the hype that it had, considering it had a good card. But I'm guessing I'm gonna have to say night 1 Wrestlemania was a better card, was a better show, and night 2 was a better card, but it didn't build up to the show. Now I will go over the match card in a minute, but I just want to say how I feel about this show in general. I give it either a 5 out of 10, and I give night 1 at least and I give night 1 at least a 7. No, I give night 1 a 7. I give night 2 a 6. Or no, I give night 2 a 5, and I give night 1 a 7.0 because it did exceed my expectations, kinda, but at the same time, it really didn't. Some of these matches really didn't have no build to it. Some of the other matches did have build to it, but at the same time, it just didn't feel WrestleMania, you know? I mean, it just didn't feel WrestleMania to me. But night 2, these matches was kind of rushed so they can hurry up and get to the main event. I don't know if they were trying to avoid the weather or what it is, but I'm surprised that some of these people won, and considering how they was being built. But let's just go over the match card, and then I'll get right into these matches and tell you guys how I feel about it and what happened and such and such. So we got the main event. We have Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. He is the Universal Champion. We got the Rated R Superstar Edge. We got the Yes Man, the Yes leader, Daniel Bryan. And we got a match for the WWE Raw's Women's Champion, Oscar versus Rhea Ripley. We got a singles match, The Fiend with Alexa Bliss, which by the way had an amazing entrance versus Randy Orton. Now I don't know why they didn't have no type of stipulation match for this. It was just all the blur. I don't know what happened. I don't know. They just probably didn't care enough to put some thinking into their match. And then we got a Nigerian drum fight, which they didn't use the drums at all in this match for the Intercontinental Champion Big E, who is the IC title, going against Apollo Crews. Then we got another singles match. This was just another match just to be added to the card. We got Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. And then we got a WWE United States Champion match. Riddle, he is the US title, going against taking on Sheamus. And then we got a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match, which are the champions are Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, and then going to taking on Natalya and Tamina. That is the match card, and let's just get on into the show. Okay, so the first match that's opening up is The Fiend versus Randy Orton in a singles match with Alexa Bliss by The Fiend's side. Now, Randy Orton comes out first. He's looking great with the white trunks, and then we have The Fiend coming out. He's making a big entrance. The lights cut off, and then all of a sudden Alexa Bliss, she make her way to the ring. She got this big old Jack in the Box, and she's dancing and smiling and frowning up at Randy Orton. Randy Orton's looking at him all crazy, saying, "Where is he?" and all that. She opens the Jack in the Box. And then here comes The Fiend in a new look, a new mask, and new everything. Now, I'm guessing they didn't want to go with the burnt costume, even though Randy Orton did set him on fire and burn him to crisp at TLC. Now, The Fiend was just sitting there on top of the Jack in the Box, just sitting there, and then having everybody wondering what he was going to do. He turns around, and then he jumps on Randy Orton, a running clothesline off the Jack in the Box, and then he starts attacking him. He does the side effects on him. He does the signature move. He runs to the corner, attacks him, and then he snaps his neck, and then he taunts. He tries to go for the punt kick, I'm assuming, and then but Randy escapes, Randy Orton escapes, they brawling outside, then Randy does a back suplex on the Fiend on the announce table. Then gets back in the ring, Fiend goes for the claw, Randy escapes, and then the Fiend tries to get in the ring. Randy Orton hits the vintage DDT, the Fiend gets back up, Randy Orton tries to go for the RKO, but the Fiend reverses. The Fiend goes for the running senton, but Randy Orton dodges out the way, tries to go for another RKO, but the Fiend gets the claw, and then goes for the Sister Abigail. But then all of a sudden, Alexa Bliss is on top of the Jack in the Box. She's distracting him. She got blood, black goo all on her face, running through her eyes and her mouth. And then Randy Orton hits the RKO on him for the 1, 2, 3 count. And then Randy takes off. Now, my question about this is why? Like, why would you put the Fiend, why would you make the Fiend go through all of this just to have him lose? What was the point of bringing him back if he wasn't going to win this big Wrestlemania match? I mean, what's next for the Fiend? What's next for Randy Orton? What's next for Alexa Bliss? Now, I got a conspiracy that we are going to get Sister Abigail is possessing Alexa Bliss because when the Fiend got burnt down, that's when the Sister Abigail has been released from the Fiend's control, and now she possessed Alexa Bliss, and now things are getting all out of control because all of a sudden after that they just disappear. The lights turned off, it turned back on, and then that was it. This match didn't go no longer than, I believe, 5 minutes. I was kind of disappointed because I actually wanted to see more. I actually wanted to see a stipulation between these two guys. But to be honest, Alexa Bliss is carrying the Fiend because the Fiend is no longer in control. He is no longer up there anymore. I'm sorry to say that to all you Bray Wyatt fans. I'm sorry to say that to all the Fiend friends, but the Fiend is no longer surviving. He's struggling, and they need to figure out what to do. They might just need to get rid of the character as a whole because he is no longer a beast anymore. And that's sad to say that because I truly believe in this Fiend character. But that is it. That is all I can say about that. We got Tamina and Natalya challenging Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions in a tag team action match. Now, this match was actually a lot better than the women's match we had yesterday for the Turner for the one contender tag team match. This match wasn't all that bad as I thought it would be. I gotta give props to Shayna Baszler. She's keeping up with Nia Jax is keeping up with Shayna Baszler. Natalya, Tamina, they did some good stuff here too as well. And yeah, there was only some key moments here. Natalya put Shayna Baszler. Natalya wanted Tamina, and this happens in the beginning of the match. Natalya wanted Tamina, so she got Tamina. They constantly headbutting each other. Natalya puts Shayna Baszler into Natalya pulls up Shayna Baszler, and then Tamina super kicks them as a tag team move. Nia Jax body slam Tamina outside the ring. Shayna Baszler, she just hits a massive knee attack on Natalya. Natalya and Tamina, they do a tag team flapjack on Nia Jax, which looked okay. Then Shayna attacks, but they suplex her onto Nia Jax. Shayna Baszler does a leg singles stomp. She does her leg signature stomp that she do. She pulls the headband off her hair, and then she stomps on their leg. They start attacking Natalya's leg throughout the match. Tamina is still out. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler taunting, and then Nia Jax runs towards her, but Natalya moves, causing Nia Jax to go into the steel post. Natalya does the clothesline to take Nia Jax. She took out Nia Jax. Jax does the choke slam for the 2 close count to Tamina came in to make the save. Tamina does the hot tag comeback. Shayna Baszler stops it. Tamina tries to do a Samoa. She does a Samoa drop, tries to go for the splash, but Baszler attacks her, tags Jets in. Jets does a diving crossbody for the close two pin count. Now he just turning and talking north. Tamina slaps her out to believe, then tries to go for a body slam. She did a halfway body slam. Tamina goes for a frog splash, but Jets moves. Crowds chanting, try again for the body slam, but she doesn't. Tamina tells Natalya, goes after Jets, puts the sharpshooter on her, not knowing that Shayna Baszler is tagged in. She puts the clutch for the win. Now this match was okay. I'm guessing they saving Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the Wyatt Squad, which I do not have a problem with as well. Hopefully the Wyatt Squad does beat them, and who will be next for the Wyatt Squad? We don't know, but that is the match for that. That match wasn't all that bad. And another thing is, I forgot to rate these matches. The opening match for Randy Orton and the Fiend, I would have to give it a 5 because I was really disappointed in it. The Women's Tag Team Champion match, I'm gonna have to give it a 5 as well, because it wasn't really all that I was looking forward to. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, they do a hype video, they do a video package. Now, I'm not really going to say much about this. Sami Zayn introduces Logan Paul, and then Sami Zayn tries to run towards Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens hits the pop-up powerbomb, goes for the pin. Sami runs out the ring. Kevin Owens tries to do an apron powerbomb. Sami fights back, gets back in the ring. Sami tries to do a back suplex, but Owens reversed. Sami went for a brain buster outside the apron. Owens is laid out. Sami Zayn with a Mikachu nuke driver for the 2 count. Owens and Sami on the top fighting. Sami goes down. Kevin Owens with a high frog splash with a close 2 count. Owens goes for a pop-up powerbomb, but Sami Zayn counters it and hits Owens. He counters it, but Owens hits Sami Zayn with a modified backbreaker. And then Sami Zayn tries to go for, he hits a Blue Thunder bomb as well. He hits Owens in a Explorer suplex into the corner. Sami Zayn tries to suplex Owens on top, but Owens reverses it to a spinning suplex. And then Owens doing a clothesline back and forth into the corner. He tries to do a second clothesline, but Sami Zayn does a hell of a kick and then tries to go for a second one, but Owens super kicks, then another super kick, and then went for the stunner. Logan congrats Owens, but Owens didn't really appreciate it, so he stunned Logan Paul as well. And that was it. I had to give that match an 8. Because, you know, it ain't nothing we haven't seen, so I still like the match as well. So, and now we go to Apollo Crews versus Big E for the Intercontinental Champion in a Nigerian drum street fight. Now, I don't know why you gonna call it a Nigerian drum fight if you are not going to use the drums at all. But overall, this was a pretty good match. As soon as the bell ring, both of them run out to get a kendo stick and they start beating each other with it, but Cruz gave in. Big E's taking control. Big E, I'm just going to say the key parts of this matches. Big E, he hits him with an OG suicide dive after dodging a kendo stick. Apollo Crews does a drive on the outside apron. Crews tries to drop the stairs on E while he was landing on another pair of stairs, but he dodges that. And then Crews runs to E, but he hits a side effect on the stairs while they was outside on the apron. E tries to put him on the table, but Crews hits him with the Exotic kick on him. Then he beats him with a kendo stick, puts him on the table, tries to do a frog splash on the table, but E moves out the way. Then this big dude comes out and hits him with the thorn Samoan hit. What's that dude name? Umaga. He hits him with the Umaga finishing move, then hits a choke slam on him, and then puts Crews on E for the win. I don't know how to pronounce his name, Dabakatoto, something like that. And then we got a Hall of Fame video package. Oscar versus Rhea Ripley. There wasn't really much to say about this. Rhea Ripley dropkick Oscar on the top rope, falling to the ground. Oscar does a DDT off the apron. Rhea Ripley does her first rope suplex on Oscar. Then Rhea Ripley hits the riptide on her to win the Raw's Women's Champion. I don't know why they gave it to her. It was kind of early, but they have nobody else. Who did Rhea Ripley fight? We don't know. We have to see on Monday Night Raw. And then we get a video package of the Randy Orton, the Fiend. They trying to remind us that they killed the Fiend. And then we got a Titus Bailey Hulk Hogan segment with the Bellatins as well. I don't really want to talk much about that, but one thing did happen though. Bailey did say what her promo is. They gave her promo, and then the Bella Twins came out, and then Bailey said, hey, don't you say nothing. This is my moment. And she said, I don't know if you heard, but John Cena is not here. Then Nikki Bella and Brie Bella, they jumped on the attack, then threw her down the ramp. That was all that I wanted to remember from that segment. It wasn't really much to that segment. I don't know why Bailey wasn't on the card, but it is what it is. Okay, another match I forgot to mention was Matt Riddle versus Sheamus for the United States Champion. I actually liked this match. I actually like all the matches they had together. But I'm going to do only the key parts I enjoyed of this match. Matt Riddle does a body-to-body suplex, over to head suplex to Sheamus off the top rope. Matt Riddle, he tries to do a springboard or something. He got in the ring. Sheamus hits him with a massive, huge knee to the face. And then he Matt Riddle hits a German suplex to Sheamus on the apron outside. Riddle tries to do he did a second rope springboard moonsault on Sheamus. Sheamus tries to go for his white noise on the top rope, but he slipped, so he tried to go for it, but he said, hey, you know what, forget it. And he just hits the white noise inside the ring, and then he couldn't connect it, so he just hits it on the ring. Matt Riddle tries to go for a second rope moonsault, but Sheamus hits the bro kick on him, and Matt Riddle's all bloody and everything. 1, 2, 3, Sheamus wins the United States Champion, and I'm very happy about this because Sheamus, he earned this, he deserved it, and I'm so glad he got that United States Champion because now he can have something to do for him. But who is going to be a worthy challenging babyface for Sheamus? That's my main concern. And now for the main event. Now we get to the main event. Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan versus the rated R superstar Edge for the Universal Championship in a triple threat match. Now I'm only going to say key parts of the match. We got Roman Reigns. He throws Daniel Bryan outside the ring. Jey Uso out of nowhere super kicks him, and he throws Edge outside the ring, and Jey Uso does the same thing and super kicks Edge as well. Roman and Jey taking the things off the announce table to put Edge on, but out of nowhere Daniel Bryan suicides Roman Reigns. Jey Uso super kicks Daniel Bryan. Edge throws Jey Uso into the stairs, and then Edge does an implanted DDT on Jey Uso on the stairs, and having Jey Uso have to be taken out to the back by the medical team. Edge tries to suplex Roman over the ropes, but Daniel Bryan slides through Roman Reigns' legs, taking Roman off the apron. Roman Reigns tries to hit a Superman punch, but Edge hits Edge or cut it on him. Edge goes for the spear, but Roman Reigns Superman punches him. Roman Reigns goes for the spear, but Edge hops over him and goes for the roll-up pin, leading to a 2 count. Edge and Roman try to both do a spear, but end up shoulder tackling each other, taking each other out. Daniel Bryan takes the advantage. He hits Edge and Roman with the yes kick, and then Daniel Bryan hits the knee on Edge, the running knee on Edge. Roman goes for the punch, but Daniel Bryan counters it, hits the high kick to the head, puts the yes lock on him for a while, but Roman Reigns almost tapped out, but Edge braced the hold. Daniel Bryan puts the yes lock on Edge, but Roman Reigns braced it as well and constantly elbows Daniel Bryan. He powers bombs Daniel Bryan onto Edge. The crowd chanted Roman sucks. Then they brought outside the ring with Roman Reigns powers bomb Daniel Bryan on the commentary table, and then Roman Reigns yelled, "Acknowledge me," and then Edge out of nowhere spears Roman off the stairs. Edge gets in the ring with a chair. Roman Reigns steps on it, and then he throws the chair, but the chair leg comes off, and all of a sudden Edge puts the crossface on. He puts the crossface on Roman Reigns for a bit, and then puts the chair leg in Roman Reigns' mouth, and then Roman almost tapped out, but Daniel Bryan holds Roman's hand and puts the yes lock on him. Now they both got Roman Reigns into the crossface and the yes lock. They look at each other, they put the headbutt, they start headbutting each other, but Daniel Bryan obviously gets control. He takes out Edge, going for the yes lock, but Edge, no, he was going for the running knee, but Edge spears him, and then spears Roman Reigns. He goes for the 3 count, but Daniel Bryan pulls the referee outside the ring. Edge hits Daniel Bryan with the chair, tries to hit Roman, but Jey Uso comes back and hits Edge, tries to hit Edge with the super kick. No, he tries to hit Edge with a steel chair, but Roman counters it and spears him. Roman spears Edge, puts Edge over. No, he spears Edge, hits Edge with the chair while the chair is under him. His chair hits Edge with the chair on his head. Does the same thing to Daniel Bryan, puts Edge over Daniel Bryan and pins him 1, 2, 3, and still your Universal Champion Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief. Now this was a good match. I would give this match a good match. Do I think Roman should have stayed champions and retained? Yes, I do believe he should have stayed. But nevertheless, that is my WrestleMania review. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, comment if you want to see me do more. And I will see you guys next time. Until then, thanks for watching. And yeah.